Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It has been a while. I wanted to look a little bit put together when I started this video, but alas, here we are. It is absolutely torrential raining outside. I don't know if you can see out my blinds, but it's super dark in here. It is currently about 1:30 in the afternoon and it's just so dark in here, and we have literally just come in through the door. We've been out and had a look around the garden centre. By we, I mean me, my 4-month-old baby and my mum, and we just wanted to get out for a bit. We are in the phase at the minute of dribbling. I think the teething's coming in, and for some reason keeping moving helps, and going out and about helps, getting out the house helps. The one day this week that I actually stayed in, she was much more angry and grizzly, but it does mean that at the minute I don't have a lot of time to do a lot. So we've just been having a look around the garden centre, and I was very excited because they have started to put the Christmas decorations out, which some people would be like, oh my god, I don't want to look at that this time of year. I love it. I love to plan what we're going to get. And yeah, it just makes me really happy, and especially this year having a baby, she can look at all the lights, so it's just a nice thing for us to do on a rainy day. So that's what we've done today. Apologies, because I think that this is going to be very, very shaky. We had a huge clear out in the house of things, like everything that we weren't using sort of went, or we really whittled down basically all of our stuff, and I can't find my whatchamacallit thing that I film on, my tripod that I hold, that makes this a lot less shaky, so I apologize about that. I think I'm just going to get a new one because the one that I had anyway was only cheap. First things first, I've got a cold, so apologies about that, but at least it is in keeping with the weather. School has just gone back. We are on week 2 of school, so I guess it is time for me to get the lurgy. So there you go. Before we kind of get started with this video, I just want to touch on the fact that my channel's changed slightly, and we are just going to be looking at coziness, hobbies, things that make me happy, vlogging, but from a hobby point of view. So that is what will be happening going forwards. I did do like a little channel advert type of thing that kind of explains what we're going to be doing here. But before we go any further with this video, I just wanted to put that out there. So today we're not going to be doing a lot of anything. By the time I've got this baby sorted, picked my daughter up from school, it's going to be into the chaos of the evening. But I'm hoping that I'll get a bit of time to touch in with you guys tomorrow. So tomorrow I take my mum grocery shopping and we go to Aldi, and I am actually on the lookout for, they've got autumn wreaths in this year at a very good price. So I'm going to be looking at that. I think that's in this week. So that is on the agenda for tomorrow. I really want to find myself an autumn wreath. It's been on my list this year of things to buy, because I don't have a nice one. I've got something to put on there for like specifically Halloween, but not for autumn, so that would make me very, very happy. I'd like to talk to you guys about reading in this video as well, and kind of update you all on where I'm at. I have obviously not had a great deal of time to dedicate to reading due to the baby, but I want to have a bit of a chat about that as well. So that's probably going to be tomorrow, but I'm hoping by starting the video now, we can get the ball rolling a little bit. So I'll see you either later or tomorrow. Hello everyone, as you can see it is so much later. It's about 9 o'clock now. I've just had an everything shower. I've got nice fresh hair, shaved, everything is squeaky clean. I felt like I needed it. I just felt really poorly, so I thought I'd cheer myself up and just do everything in the shower. I had a really hot shower as well, and it was really, really nice. it's starting to actually get a bit chilly now, so in the middle of the day it's still warm. I don't feel like I need any knitwear or anything like that at the minute, but in the evenings it is definitely getting chilly, hence I've got my dressing gown on. But yeah, tonight I'm just going to sit here and read in a little bit, but first, before that, I am going to have a look through this book and see if there's anything in there that I fancy making. I am in the mood for like cooking a cozy meal, like a really nice warming meal. I've been having salads quite a lot. I'm currently on a bit of a weight loss journey after having my second baby, but I'm not going to be really talking about it here. This channel, if you are new here, this channel did used to be a lot of like low calorie recipes and sort of my weight loss journey, and I just felt like it was really unhelpful sharing it at the current time. So if everything goes well and I lose the weight that I want to, I will talk about how I did it at the end of it. But for now, we are just not going there. So yeah, I've been having a lot of salads for the past couple of weeks, basically, was where I was going with that. And I am now in the stage of really, it's not giving me the ick, but through the winter, salad just doesn't hit the spot for me. So I want to find some meals with lots of veg, fresh but cozy, warming, that kind of vibe. So we are going for something in here. I think I'm going to have a look through it, and if there's something that tickles my fancy and it isn't quite like on my plan of what I'm doing, then I think I know how to tweak it to make it friendly for what I'm doing. So I'm going to have a look through, see if anything tickles my fancy. And like I said to you guys, I am going grocery shopping tomorrow. So we're going to Aldi tomorrow. I don't buy a lot. I tend to go, because I am on maternity leave now. Sorry about all the shaking, by the way. I have ordered a new tripod, so it should be here tomorrow. But yeah, I have, what was I saying? Because I'm on maternity leave at the minute, I don't feel like I have to do like a massive weekly shop anymore. So I tend to get a few days worth, or a couple of days worth at a time. But we are going basically to take my mum shopping tomorrow. So I'll have a look through that now. I have also got my Kindle right here, and I'm going to try and read a little bit of that. The evenings are so difficult for me at the minute because I end up scrolling on my phone, and this is another reason why I wanted to set my videos up, because if I actually set myself a task of saying, okay, once the children are in bed, I am going to spend half an hour reading before it gets too late at night, because that's what I keep doing. I keep just sitting here scrolling my phone, brain dead. Then I go to bed at like 10 o'clock and I literally read for about 5 minutes, and probably a lot of the time not even that, and I drift off in bed. Chris gets into bed with me and the Kindle is literally there in my hand because I'm too tired at that point. So I need to make an effort, because I do want to read. I really miss reading. It makes me feel better mentally, and I've got books to be catching up on. While I was pregnant, I just couldn't read. I didn't have it in me. I was exhausted. I didn't feel well, and just the thought of sitting down and reading made me feel sick. And I think that's quite common actually, from looking at my Bookstagram. A lot of ladies who have been pregnant have found reading really difficult while they've been pregnant, so it's not just me. But yeah, been really difficult reading, so I've got some books to be catching up on, so let's get on with that. I've also, by the way, while we're sitting here talking, I've had a bit of a tidy up as well, because this house has just been getting more and more untidy with baby stuff everywhere, and it just, obviously the baby stuff still needs to be here, but it doesn't have to be everywhere all the time. So I've had a good tidy up and I feel much better now for that. But the next couple of days, Chris is going to be quite busy, so it's just going to be me here on my own a lot. So I do want to dedicate a bit of time for myself to do some of my hobbies, but I'll talk to you guys more about it tomorrow, because like I said, I do want to get this stuff done and I just want to have a bit of quiet time because I'm not feeling very well. So hopefully a bit of rest and I'll be feeling a little bit better tomorrow. So I'll catch you then. Hello everyone, it is now several days later. More than that actually, it's now nearly a week later. I came down with a horrible cold and my baby currently has one as well. She's napping at the moment and I am just starting to feel a little bit better, but I'm going to try and keep my voice down just a little bit because I have not been well at all. But I wanted to do a reading update with you all because I started to go into it in the last clip that I filmed where I was talking to you guys. And like I said, I haven't been reading at all while I was pregnant. I just couldn't. And then it's obviously taken me a little bit of time to get back into it since giving birth. And my baby's now 4 months old and she's kind of in a routine. We're all in a bit of a routine now. She's doing really well. And I've just started picking up books again. However, I am getting through them a lot slower than I normally would. I am just falling asleep a lot of the time when I try and read because I'm just so relaxed. I just sleep because I'm so tired, obviously. But it is what it is, and we will just read as much as we can when we can. So like I said, I have had quite a break from reading, and my favourite author, like recent author, I guess, is Elsie Silver. I absolutely love the Chestnut Springs series, as pretty much everyone else on Bookstagram do. It's just so cosy, it's beautiful, it's nice, it's easy, but it's also in depth. It's also got a lot of different characters within that series, which I really appreciate. And I had already read Wild Love, and I have not long read, what's the next one? Oh my goodness, I've forgotten. I've got my Kindle in front of me. So the Rose Hill series is like a different town outside of Chestnut Springs, and I had read Wild Love before. And let's go back to home. Wild Eyes. I have read Wild Eyes recently and finished that within the last couple of weeks and really enjoyed it. It wasn't as I didn't enjoy it as much as I did Wild Love, I have to say. I think I just prefer the characters in Wild Love than I did in Wild Eyes, and it was just a little bit too Taylor Swift coded for me. I think it was just a little bit too, yeah, too much in that ballpark. Like, I have no problem with Taylor Swift whatsoever. However, I'm definitely not a Swiftie. I feel like I'm a bit too old for Taylor Swift. I've heard other people say that. I've heard other people say that nobody's ever too old for Taylor Swift. However, she's not my cup of tea. And I just felt that Skylar had been written very similar to her and kind of based upon her. And I just wasn't a massive fan of that. So I liked the book, I read it, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't one of my favourites, basically. And now I am currently in the middle of reading Wild Side, and I'm enjoying Wild Side a bit more than I did Wild Eyes. Why can't I ever remember that word? Wild Eyes. So yeah, I'm really enjoying reading Wild Side now. I'm at 55%, and it's taken me a little while to actually get into it and to enjoy it. And I think that because it is centered around grief, and I started reading that book around the same time that we had a death in the family. While I didn't find it triggering or it didn't upset me, I wasn't in the mood to be reading about death at that point. And I probably should have parked it, read something else and came back to it. But I just carried on, and I was just finding it a little bit difficult to get my teeth into and to read. But obviously that's a massive theme within the whole book. However, we kind of get like the explanation at the start, and it goes into like, you know, really the depths of grief at the very start. And we've kind of gone beyond that now, and we're now looking kind of at this relationship that's kind of blooming and blossoming, which I'm really enjoying. So I'm much preferring the book now that that part's over with. Also, like I said, I am reading very, very slowly at the moment. So it's been a few weeks, you know, it's been more than a few weeks since we were in that phase, and it's kind of, we've moved from that original mood where I just wasn't in the mood to be reading about it whatsoever. So really enjoying that one as well. Definitely prefer Wild Side to Wild Eyes. However, like I said, with Wild Eyes, I did still enjoy it. I just love the world that Elsie Silver has built. It's just so cozy. I'd love to live in Rose Hill or Chestnut Springs. It's just completely what I love and my vibe completely. So that's why I love reading Elsie Silver so much. It's just, if you like the countryside, you like kind of slow living, small town, you're gonna love Elsie Silver, basically. I have also started to listen to some audiobooks. So one book that I have been really wanting to read is ACOTAR by Sarah J Maas, and my friend Carly has been telling me to read it for yonks and yonks and yonks now, and it's just a bit too what's the word? It's not really my cup of tea, or these like really big chunky fantasy books. I do love reading for escapism. However, a massive chunky fantasy book just feels like dedication to me, and I like to just pick up a book, get lost in it, and then like I don't sit and read for hours on end, basically. So the thought of reading this massive chunky book that is within this fantasy world was just a little bit overwhelming for me. So I've been listening to it, and I have finished it as well, and I did enjoy it. I definitely wouldn't have continued reading it, I think, if I had read the physical copy, because I just was not that invested in it. And I know there's so many people that absolutely love it, and I have started reading the next one in the series. Apologies, it is is it the wind one? I can't remember, but I have started listening to that one as well. But my thoughts on ACOTAR itself, I enjoyed it. I think I rated it on Goodreads a 4 stars, but for me, I think it was probably more of like a 3.5 to a 3 now that I've thought about it, because I did enjoy it. However, I wasn't massively invested. I didn't particularly like the characters. I certainly didn't like the male main character in ACOTAR at all. I didn't get the whole, like, I just didn't get it. To me, it felt a lot like Beauty and the Beast. Very, very Beauty and the Beast coded to me, which, you know, nothing wrong with Beauty and the Beast, but it just felt like I had heard that story before. It wasn't anything new to me. And also, I, not so much now with 2 children, but I am a gamer, and a game that I have played for years on end, again, not now, is World of Warcraft. And the world that Sarah J Maas has written within ACOTAR is very, very, very similar to that of World of Warcraft. It really reminded me of the Night Elf areas, with the way that like the colours and kind of how everything looks there. I was just picturing the Night Elf areas within World of Warcraft. Now, had I not been a World of Warcraft player, maybe I would be picturing it in a different way, but it was very much, to me, that was the vibe, and I just felt like I had seen all of that before. So I did enjoy it. I definitely, like I said, I wouldn't have got through it all, I don't think, had I not been listening to it. And I was just listening to it out on my dog walks as well. I had one bud in my ear, and so I could listen to the road and everything, and I also was pushing the baby in the pram as well, so I wanted one ear in, one ear out, so I could hear if baby made a noise. Obviously I was looking right at her as well, but I always like to be safe like that. So that is kind of my reading update at the minute. I'm really wanting to get through Wildside now, because Wild Card has just been released, and I think that might be the last one of the Rose Hill series, so I'm excited to read that one as well. So I want to get onto that one once I've finished Wildside. And after that, I had started to read the Windy City series on my Kindle as well, by Liz Tomford. And I really enjoyed. I think I've read the first 2 in that series, and I would really like to get to the rest of them, get that series ticked off as well. Really enjoying just like little romance series that are just cute and easy to read. That is kind of the phase that I'm in at the minute, so that's where we're at. Also, by the way, I am trying to read more on my actual Kindle as well, because obviously I've got 2 children in this house now. We don't have the biggest house in the world. I don't have a dedicated space to put books. I do have some spaces, but I have not got the space currently to have like a big library set up. So for me, in this phase of my life, I'm not collecting books. If I buy a book, I will most likely then pass it on as well. So for me at the minute, I am focusing on mostly Kindle Unlimited books. If you do have any recommendations that are on Kindle Unlimited and you think that they would be up my alley and I'd enjoy them, please do let me know down below in the comments. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to leave it here for this one, and then we're going to start fresh, hopefully when I'm feeling better. I do definitely feel a lot better than I have done these past few days, but I do still feel like I need to rest. So I'm going to do that. I'll catch back in with you guys once I do feel a little bit better. I have got a bit of a list of videos I want to film for different hobbies and different things that I have been doing at the moment. So let me know down below if there's anything in particular that you would like to see as well, because I am always up for tackling a new hobby and learning a new skill. I absolutely love it. So I hope you're all well, and I'll see you again very soon in another one. Bye bye.